Okay, today we're going to talk about programming universal keys, key fobs. First of all, universal key fobs are different than regular fobs. The reason they're universal is because you can program them. A regular fob, like Nissan and so forth, already come pre-coded with frequency and all the information, ID information, etc., etc. So the only thing you're going to be able to generate a universal key with is a universal remote. Okay, and to open these remotes, pretty easy. You just pop, in general, these ones. Push the button. Oh. Push this button here and then pull this apart. Okay. And then generally, you can take a key and wedge it in between there and pop these little things in and spread it with your finger in between those two seams with your fingernail. It's helpful if you have a little bit of fingernail. Okay. With most of these, when you generate, you're going to need to put in a battery. Okay, when you pull this apart, make sure you keep it with the buttons down and try to keep it level, or you can lose this spring or dislodge the buttons, and it just complicates things. It's just easier if you don't. Okay, so you're going to put in a battery for the universal remote, positive side down, and it's going to be a 2032 battery or whatever kind of battery that remote takes. Okay, so I'm going to pop this battery in here. Okay, I'm going to carefully take the remote, keep it face down like that, and put it together. But you have to line it up, of course, which I did not, but hold on. You have to line the two sides up and then pop it together. Okay, then verify your buttons. Verify its lights coming on. Doesn't look like I got the buttons quite right on that one. Let me see. Oh, there they go. Okay, there it is. So all the buttons work, and you know what's coming on. Okay, so what you're going to need to know is you're going to want to know your FCC of your remote that you're copying. It's very important, or it's important. You're going to need the ID number, like this is ID46. You can go to reading. Okay. Put this in here. Okay. This is an ID46. It's not locked. Manchester code, clonable, yes. And again, ID46. They all have their own ID code or transponder code, I believe. Okay. So this is the information we need to know from, say we're cloning this. Okay. And then just to be sure and verify that you're doing the right thing, you want to go to frequency reading detection. Go near the coil. Okay. 315. 315. That's the one. That's the frequency that you already have. And again, you want to check, make sure you have the right FCC. It's pretty important. All right. So, again, we're generating a clone now. Or generating a universal key. So what we're going to do is now, we're going to go in and we can either auto detect if we're hooked up, but for today's example, oops, we're just going to go to the style of car. So I'm going to go to Nissan, because that's the year this remote's from, and everything's correct for this remote. Like I said, it's a Nissan remote for a Sentra. Oops. So we're going to Sentra 2016, and it's going to show you some remotes. It's this again. We're verifying the ID46 information. The frequency is 315 again, so we know that. That's probably the right key. That should be the right key. Okay, we're going to go generate universal key. We're going to put that key inside the ring, and then it's going to say generating. Now this doesn't mean it's going to go and work on the Nissan already. You still have to pair it with the car. Nissan's different too. It's got a little higher security, so you have to pair it with the car and learn it in the car. So it's pretty important to keep the key in the same place, depending upon which key and where you put the key in the coil. Sometimes when you do this, you hook up to a side port and the universal keys have a wired connection. It's much faster. I believe you pull the battery out when you do it that way most of the time. I've never done it that way yet. But when generating a universal, you can also do it wired. Okay, it says complete. So say you want to do 2, you can go continue and generate another one. Here's another key. I'm just going to say go ahead and generate another one. Okay, so we're putting another universal key in there. It's telling us to put another universal key in there. And now it's generating that same key again. And again, I want to remind people it's a little confusing at first. Only universal remotes, which are programmable to more than one car and can be reprogrammed over and over again in most cases, and generally work, in a classification of cars, but they're basically programmable within that frequency range they're in. Okay, bang, it's done. All right, so it's done. You just press completed. Okay. And that's just telling you information about when you use the key. Okay, so we're going to go back. We're going to verify that we did things right real quick. We're going to do reading and cloning. I'm going to read the original. And these ones like to be this way in the coil, with that end down the coil, because the key's over here and it kind of blocks things. So again, it's an ID46 chip model 52A is the last 3 digits. It's clonable, yada, 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 okay? Now, here's the one that's basically ready to go. It's generated. Okay, I'm going to read this one. And again, 52A, ID46. Okay, so we know this is right. Plus, we can go back and to verify again to make sure we have the right frequency. Okay, we're going to go in. Bam, 315. Okay, 315 again. Okay, so we know that that's the right frequency. Again, this one's 315 again. So we know the frequency's right, and we know the ID number and everything's right. Chip type, so forth. So those keys are cloned, or not cloned, pardon me. These keys are ready to be paired with the car. You still have to go in with this device, go into emo, reset any errors or anything that'll keep it from programming, and then you go in and add a key after you do an emo scan. Some cars it'll get a pin, some cars it won't. But okay, that's it. That's how you generate a universal key and prep it for pairing with the car. And that's that. Thank you. Subscribe if you find this useful. Have a good day.